Yo, so the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor podcast.
So why don't we just get into what we like to do around here? You know what I'm saying? Because it's that time to talk about Golden Bachelor and Bachelor Paradise on our show. Yes. That was a mouthful. We're going to have to figure out a new song maybe, or combine it, or faster, or, double time, whatever we're going to do.
Maybe like the Golden Bachelor in Paradise.
Ooh, okay, maybe. It still doesn't, it's too many syllables.
It is a lot of syllables.
Too much to think about right now. But YouTube, I'm going to need you to go ahead and subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we drop new Bachelor content, just like this. And if you just did, oh man, huge shout out to you. Ooh-wee, air horns for you. Oh, wow. Already out of breath with saying all these shows, but, we have to shout out our comment crew, and those are the OGs and the people that, writing in the comments in the off season, leaving us on our last episodes. We got the Nancy Drew crew, Catherine Ann, Chelsea Allen, Marion SP, Kathleen Kent. I hope she comes back with this new season. We got Marty in there. We got Wendy Fraley, and a bunch of other people that I'm sure are going to be coming out with all the new shows we're watching right now. So leave a comment.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Thursdays.
Yes.
TGIT.
You got to. Leave a comment and, let us know you subscribed, and we'll shout you out next week. V, just let's hop into it. The Golden Bachelor. Where do we start?
So, Golden Bachelor is going to be coming for our tear ducts every episode. I can already feel it. We start with a very emotional montage with our main man, Gerry. And, it's talking about his life that he built with his, wife, Tony, before she died. And once again, we get a rehash of how pretty quick she went. Like, she was sick, brought her to the hospital on, July 7th, right after they had bought their dream lake house. And, we're in the midst of their golden years plan. And then, on July 17th or whatever, she was dead. And it's awful. It's sad. Homie is, he knows he's never going to replace Tony, but he's there to find his second true love. And his daughters are feeling it for him. They're like, we want you to be happy. And I heard him on a different podcast recently talking about how, he's like, I just need a euchre partner. I need someone to help split some of these groceries with because, I can't make all this food for just myself. And I'm like, this is wholesome as shit. This man is so wholesome. And, but it's still The Bachelor. So we're still getting our go-tos with the limo entrances. We're at the mansion. And these ladies are popping out of the limos in their finest. They're looking great. They're looking fine. And some of them are doing, little different things as you do for a limo entrance. Some more extravagant than others. Some, just very much showing their personality. So, did you have any standout entrances that you saw?
Not really. Obviously the first round started off with a bang with the graffiti or confetti that came out, and I thought she was cool and nice. There's a lot to digest here. I'm actually just, with between the Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise and how late it is right now, I'm kind of just listening to you right now. So let's just continue, and I'll continue to process, give
feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I have any. This is a common theme with this first episode with these shows, right? It's kind of all a blur until we start getting into the house. And
and I feel like my notes for these first episodes are always bizarre because there's no real structure to the episodes yet. So, but yeah, we have this one woman, Ellen, is there who by the urging of her friend Roberta, who is has cancer at the time of the filming. Leslie, I was kind of intrigued by how Leslie came out. She came out in an old granny outfit, stereotypical old granny outfit, with the walker, which some people could have issue with the fact that she's like fake using a walker and then she like throws it to the side and like
that's the Willy Wonka.
Yeah, very Willy Wonka-ish and like strips down to this cute little. I know, I love when he does his like little like flip over thing. Strips down to this cute little dress and she's like a dance instructor. So these ladies are all very fit. They're all ready to rock and roll. They all are really, once again, wholesome is the theme of the night. They're all like rolling in to the mansion and they're like, you look so great. Oh my God, you guys are so amazing. Blah, blah, blah. Like these ladies, but at the same time, they're all like, I'm here for Gerry. Like if these bitches get in my way, like, I'm like, damn, all right. And then weirdly enough, I think it's definitely a production plant because like ABC, Jimmy Kimmel, whatever, they have Jimmy Kimmel's Aunt Chippy who rolls up, who is like, I think like 80 and is like just a truly a character. Like
I love that part. I thought it was funny. I thought like, everyone was very happy when she came in, but I'm sure they were a little confused because she was just like, y'all are like beautiful. Oh my God. She's like, I'm on the wrong show.
She's like, I don't belong here.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. I could see like the family dynamic and stuff, like how funny she was being. And it must be a hoot in the Kimmel household.
Kimmel household, yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. We get into the house and we start, meeting the women, and Gerry's actually, he's having such a good time. He's he's a really good listener, and he makes everyone feel like very present. It's also very interesting to see all the different types of personality. I haven't been around too many older women like this, yet until I probably will be like old one day and go.
Yeah, you haven't been to Johnny's Hideaway in a long time.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I mean, so for the fact that like it's just cool to see these personalities on this format that I have, it was refreshing. Like they're all like dancing and I think that was the first time like on night one everyone's dancing together together,
like they had a little dance party all together. I thought that was so fun.
And like Gary's like, no, it has fun like we have fun.
I loved it. I just think there's just like such a genuine like air about everybody because it's like all of them have this idea of like, what do I have to lose? Like this is like I want like to have a second chance or maybe third or whatever at love. And like and they're all like, it's cute to like, I think it's interesting to hear, the perception of attractiveness and stuff, especially like as we age, just because ageism is so prevalent in like, especially like in TV and movies and things like that. So I think it's just like really awesome to hear like these women who definitely, get more of the brunt of like making sure they look good and young, talking a lot about how like attractive he is and just like also hyping each other up. And I also really liked that they show him putting in his hearing aids and like the one other woman who has hearing aids is all like, I've also got some ear candy. I just think that's like good little nods to like, the differences of ability and things like that when it comes to what are we doing to adapt and like what are we doing to like make sure we're living our best lives at whatever age.
Gosh, like I wonder if they'll continue this tradition or like they're gonna have the Golden Bachelorette. Like,
oh my God! With somebody from this season, that'd be insane.
Season, like that would be wild. Like to be having so much shows, like it's almost too much for us. Like
I know we're out here. Just sat through 3 hours of content.
Yeah. Just to make more. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, we have.
One thing I was surprised about is that Gerry kind of had some game. So Theresa was her birthday. She was turning 70. And so like he brings her out a little cupcake with like 70 candles on it, which I think is evident that they made sure that they had the age, because that's, it's like a milestone year. And that's also like something, it's not like, when you're on the Bachelor Bachelorette and it's like, I'm turning 26 today, like whatever. But And then he like pulls out the card being all like, if I got a little bit of icing on my lip, would you help me take care of it? And I was like, Gerry!
Dude, Gary's a freak. Oh, man.
I was screaming when they kissed, too. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, yeah, and then there was like just other points where like the girl that like ended up getting the first impression rose, she's like singing the guitar for him, and he's like, or she's about to sing for him, and he's like, "You're so attractive." She's like, "Thank you. I'm gonna play you a song," and and then she goes off, and he's just like so into it. It's wild.
I know. I was joking when I was watching that she's like kind of like the most wholesome like fuck boy situation because she rolled up on a motorcycle and then was playing her acoustic guitar for him.
Yeah.
Like, let me play a quick song for you, babe.
Yeah,
like,
what is this, college?
Yeah, like I was about to be like, please don't play Wonderwall. Like,
that's amazing. Yeah. So some good stuff going on. We get some kissing.
got some kissing.
And there's some good looking ladies in the house. Like
Sandra is from Atlanta and she's 75.
Yeah.
And she was like flexing in the mirror in her little montage. And I was like, damn, Sandra, you could take my ass out.
Yeah. Was she the one that was swearing a little bit?
Yes. They did like a swearing Zen affirmation moment as her entrance, which I thought was funny.
Yeah. So we end up getting the first impression rose, the homegirl. What was her name?
Faith.
The
motorcycle and acoustic guitar.
Yes. I'll be very excited to see how that progresses. But we get the rose ceremony and we get women going home, which includes Matt James' mom.
Yeah, Patty barely even got a chance. She like said 2 things about how her son was the Bachelor, and she's like, so I know this works. I'm like, last time I checked, he like literally just asked Rachel to go study with him, which I mean, they're still going great right now. So I guess it did work to some degree, but I mean, not in the way that I think anybody wanted it to work for them. But
yeah, I mean, it sucks that she didn't get a little bit more time. Like they hyped her up so much. It's kind of embarrassing, you know?
It is kind of embarrassing. Also, like, I wanted to see like what her personality was because I felt like I didn't get much of her when she was on Matt James's season for that bit, and like I don't know, like maybe that's it. Maybe that is the thing. I mean, Gerry seems like a fun-loving guy, and maybe Patty just didn't.
They had the same haircut.
That too.
Oh, anyways, I don't know where that came from, but well, we get like the
preview of the season.
The preview of the season, and we get the typical like I'm done. There's always like an I'm done moment,
which
right?
I love that's like even for this, which I guess like feels even more realistic for this because this is like just so different from anything he's used to doing. You know, he's not used to dating 20 women.
Yeah, it's like your dad telling you he's done. You know.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm done with this shit. Talk to your mother.
I'm disappointed.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Anyways, so yeah, let's just move along to Bachelor in Paradise, week 1. We're gonna be coupling up these shows back to back. So, I mean, we hop right into it. We get this montage of everyone dancing and getting excited about coming to
ready,
the beach.
packing their bags.
Yeah.
They're leaving today. They're going to Mexico.
We got a fun cast. Where do we start with Bachelor in Paradise week 1?
Jesse, previews the fact that there's somebody who's going to be getting married on the beach, which to me feels like it won't be any couple from that season. It's probably going to be like a different couple or something. Like I feel like there's always a catch. Like if it is a couple from this season, I'd be highly surprised. But we get a little even a pre-montage of everybody and who they said who they're looking for. So we know that Rachel was looking to meet Brayden. We know that Kylee had an IG connection with Aven. We kind of get some of the gist of where people are at. We see Brayden shopping for a lot of accessories, which he wears all of them to get down to the beach. But it's Brooklyn and Kat Izzo are already in their little opening montage are already hyping up their feud because Brooklyn's I'm so over Kat. I know Kat's going to be complaining about the bugs and the sand and the whatever. And then it goes to like Kat Izzo's little opening montage and her being like, I live in Florida, but I hate sand. And like, I was like, the editing for this show, they do a great job. They honestly, like, they hit the mark every time. They just really know the vibe. But
yeah, I mean, you know, this is fun seeing everyone come to the beach to end up making Rachel come out first, which is kind of...
She was not happy with being the first one down there.
Yeah,
like, Jesse was all, like, hyping her up, being like, and you're the first one. Aren't you hyped? And she's like, no.
Yeah, Jesse be playing with them. That's hilarious.
He really does.
You know, it's
he really
like she
does.
was probably like, oh my God, like, I hope I'm not the first one. And they like, oh, we're making her the first one.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, and you know, so everyone starts popping up. I mean, I don't really know where to dig in. I mean, I guess it would be like the first kiss.
Yeah, I mean, so we already get like we get the idea that Kylie's going to be a hot commodity because when she comes down, we already have like Sean and Aaron and Will down there, and they're already like, damn, Kylee, like, and they're all trying to talk to her and things like that, and she still definitely has Aven in her head. And then we get to more. I feel like they just kind of quickly go through the rest of the people, and then we get to more of people who are getting there doing whatever, and like Will and Olivia become like one of the first couples to really split off from the group and start hanging out and talking more. They're like, they find one of the day beds. They're talking about, you know, whatever. And then they get into talking about toe sucking. It like went from like 0 to Feet Finder in no time. And I just was confused. And then he's like, well, we'll figure that out. Let me wipe your feet off. And like, he carries her out to the ocean, gets her feet wet, brings her back.
I couldn't tell which one was the one into the foot fetish.
I don't know. It seemed like they both were like semi into it. And like then even when other people are hearing about it, like the new pilot pizza, like it sounds pretty hot to me. And I was like, man, we're just really destigmatizing foot fetishes on this show. Like,
oh my God.
And then we're getting free feet content.
I know, they're really going in.
like I don't know. I hope Olivia's making her bag on Feet Finder now because, like...
Dude, she totally has, like, a little career after this. If
she has to. Like, you have to.
That's hilarious. Well, yeah, and so they do that whole spiel. I mean, the guys and girls separate. I think they, like, have a moment to kind of all, like, catch up with each other, like, who's feeling who. And, yeah, I mean, it's known that, like, she ended up kissing Will, and Kylee still was like gonna pursue it.
Yeah, because Kylee and Will had a really good conversation where they were really vibing, and Kylee was like not pleased that Olivia, you know, got that first kiss in with Will because she was like, well, I kind of wanted to land that first kiss, but. You know, the guys have the toes. The guys have the toes this week. The guys have the roses this week.
Oh my God, the toeses.
The toeses. The guys have the toeses this week.
Sorry, I'm a little giddy right now, but that was hilarious. That was a hilarious mistake.
It just toes on the mind, you know. I need the boing.
Yeah, I got you right here. Why do they insist on always having the guys have the roses first?
I don't know. I think they like to see the girls squirm more, and then obviously they have 4. Then that means 4 girls are gonna go home, and they like definitely loaded the beach with more girls to start. Which I feel like they always do. I feel like they always hold dudes back more to really... I think it's easier for them maybe to create those love triangles by slowly releasing dudes. Where
it probably is, you're right. Like, so we can have more girls up front.
So then they're already like, you know, fighting over whoever. And
no,
then,
I'm saying the show is a lot better with more women than
right.
men. At least I would rather watch...
Well, I agree because no offense, as I'm watching this and like these girls are already being like, Will's like a tall glass of water, like whoever is like this. I'm I'm not really attracted to any of the guys that are on the beach currently. Like, all the girls are looking fine as hell, and the dudes, I'm like, you're there.
What's the dude that dated Katie Thurston?
Blake definitely had a glow up, but like everyone's like talking about how he's so hot, and I'm like, I don't see it.
I could see it. He's got something going there. And it's definitely worked on. I think the buzz cut works for him.
I think the hair before was bad, so I really do think that the buzz cut is just helping. I don't know, like add maybe more structure to like just his face, but he's got such a strong jaw, like a very large jaw. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's tan. He's very tan from working out there with the animals. So.
Yeah. So Kylee ends up getting a date card.
She gets the first date card. Yeah.
And she just goes for Will, and they go out on a date, and it really sends Olivia on a spiral.
For real.
Which, understandably so. It's kind of annoying.
It is annoying, but it's also like literally the first date card, first night. And she gets all up in her. First, she acts like she's like chill. She's like, whatever. He's an adult. He can make his own decisions. And also, Kylee was like kind of torn on what she wanted to do. But I'm kind of happy she went with just her gut of exploring that connection further. But I mean, Olivia wanted Will to talk to her more about before
I just think
going on the
it's
date.
just going to be interesting the way this game works. Like,
right.
It sounds like people are going to get their karma like right away. And
like immediate. Karma is not even a dish best served cold in paradise, even though it's hot as fuck there. Everything's hot. You can't even. Karma's hot.
Karma's hot in paradise.
It is.
Yeah, served better hot. Yeah, because they end up going on a date, and Will like pulls out Kylie's chair while she's going out to dinner, and he falls in the water.
Falls in the water, just like, and he says that he has PTSD because it reminds him of when what's his fetch? Wasn't it Pizza Peter threw his jacket in the water? Was that who it was?
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, he falls in. Why do they put that chair so close to the edge of that dock?
They were just they want to see people fail.
This is crazy. Yeah, so they end up having a good date. He decides that he's gonna go full Kylee, and
he's smitten. I know. He's like she might be the one. I'm like,
well, especially when all the guys on the beach were like, vying for her.
Yeah, she's hot commodity. You want to always get. You want to be the one who's got the hot girl, I mean, they're all hot, but like.
And it's also interesting that there's other girls there that they don't really focus on, like Greer. Like
Greer, they literally like brought her down. I barely even saw her come down, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Greer's here. Mm-hmm. Like, and she's wearing like this sexy bathing suit and stuff too, and they just barely even bring her up. Yeah,
I would be about Greer if I was there. Yeah. But yeah, so. They get back, and it's like the next morning, right? And we got the confrontation with Will and Olivia.
Yeah.
They have a discussion, and how did you think that went?
Bad. It did not go good. I think Will went into it thinking that he was doing the right thing, which I don't think he was wrong in what he did, but he didn't know what he was walking into. He was just very blissfully unaware about how it played out the last night, and how, how he should have played it. And I do get his aspect of being like, it was the first night. We're all here to explore our connections, like blah, blah, blah. And she's going hard on the paint, being like, oh, you're going to come to respect me now? Obviously, there is no respect. You don't respect me last night to talk to me about it in bed. And he's all like, whoa, like, okay. So just Olivia's like, boy, bye. After he's like, well, okay, cool, because like I'm going full Kylee, like I'm exploring that connection.
Well, he asks her like 3 times how she's doing. She's like, I said I'm fine. Yikes. Yeah, I mean that's rough. Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, what ends up happening at the end of this episode? That's pretty much it, right?
Pretty much it. Yeah, I guess the only other thing is like we had some other makeouts, like coupling up-ish, where we had Brayden and Kat Izzo made out. She says she likes his earrings and that her favorite color is beige, which is the most boring answer anybody could ever give. Jess and Blake make out. Interesting couple. Aaron and Mercedes make out, but then I feel like Aaron's going to be after Eliza for the rest of the season, so who knows? Rachel and Sean make out. And then, so we get this build up at the end with Olivia being all like, whatever, Will's going to get his, like, Kylie's going to get hers. And then, lo and behold, and she's saying, you know, like, I can't wait for Aven to come down here because I also have my eye on him. And, like, if Kylie's all whatever, like, we'll see what happens. And then, of course, lo and behold, who is walking down those stairs on day 2 but Aven.
And it looks like he's going to be into Olivia, which will be...
Yeah, he's a cutie. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a cutie. Well, that was a lot to take in. It looks like more drama coming on the beach, but we're just going to keep it rolling. I mean, is there anything that we got to talk about with Bachelor Nation? Or
a couple of things.
Okay.
So Dean and Kate, we had, as I prefaced in our intro, we had a couple of things come out of Paradise couples of the former seasons where Dean and Caelynn had their mountain chic wedding close to where Dean grew up, and they are both taking the last name Bell, which is Dean's deceased mother's last name, maiden name. And they were, as typical Bachelor Nation, they had like 3 parties leading up to this fucking wedding. As well as Becca and Thomas had their baby boy named Benson. So congrats to them. And also there was a couple of breakups, one being Austin Tinsley and Chelsea Vaughn, who were both from American seasons of Bachelor stuff, but met on Bachelor and started dating on Bachelor in Paradise Canada. And because of like how things were taped and filmed and how they had to keep things a secret, they dated for like a year and change. So, but we didn't get to see a lot of that just based on how long ago things were filmed for them. And then a big breakup was with Michael A. and Danielle from last season's Bachelor in Paradise, where he went on Jason Tartick's podcast, talked about how it was mutual, said, there was just some incompatibilities, and Danielle pretty much took to her Instagram and other things being like, definitely was not like a mutual decision, but I'm not going to like blow up his spot because like James, his son, is involved and things like that. Like I have so much love for James and for him, but like, things did not end in an amicable way. And I guess there's some rumors or things, I don't know if she confirmed this, that she had just gotten her eggs, like started the egg freezing process or like was doing that, and then he broke up with her. So yikesy territory all around. And then also 2 stars of this season's Bachelor in Paradise almost sunk on a fishing trip boat and had to swim back to shore like a couple hours outside of San Diego. So thank God they're there. And then, there's some chick who potentially hooked up with Clayton that thinks that he's the father of her now twins that she's pregnant with. And he's been posting to his stories being all like, I'm filing for a paternity test, whatever. Like, she's making up lies. But so that's that.
wow, so much. Like, after like weeks of the off season, just to come back with all this Bachelor
with all this,
Nation
like literally within the last week. It's crazy.
That
it's
is
like,
insane.
Just, news turning up.
Well, guys, what do you think? Like, what do you think of the new Golden Bachelor? Are you guys liking the show? Who are your favorites? Bachelor in Paradise, were you liking the contestants so far on there? Who are you looking forward to seeing? Who do you like as the best couple? Do you like to get your toes sucked? And
oh my God, if people start we're going to get some nasty YouTube comments.
Whatever. We could use them. So guys, just leave some comments below. We're going to be doing this each week. Your double pack Bachelor Nation, double pack snack of Batch. And we'll be back next week. So, you know what it is.
Future Bachelor Podcast.